All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call halayim la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash. Double honors be to our apostles, our teachers at the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the election. So there's a book of Sirach, chapter 4, and verse 11. It says, "Wisdom exalt her children, and lay hold of them that seek her." It says, "He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy." It says, "And he that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory. And whosoever she entereth, the Lord will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Lord doeth love. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generations shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment her with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws." Right? Then she will return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him, and give him over to his own ruin. Observe the opportunity, and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. All right. So as the scriptures describe, us being Zion. All right. Our people. Right. You had this famous basketball player, Zion Williamson. I guess he went number one. I think like 2018 or something like that. He was number one in the draft. But I remember hearing about him, for a long time, him being in school and shit. They was hyping him up like he was like the next Bron or whatever. He was supposed to be the next guy, right? But the next like superstar in the league and shit. But the man never really fulfilled his potential up till this point. Been in the league for how long? 6 years. 2019, he got drafted. Yeah, been in the league damn near 5-6 years, and all this time, the dude just been hurt. Just been he just been hurt all this time just because of the fat, the overweight, the indiscipline, out with knee injuries, because the dude always had this big, grown man body at a young age, But yeah, basically he got drafted. You know what I'm saying? He's showing certain potential, but after he signed this extension in 2022, which they got his ass, they gave him 193 million guaranteed for a dude that never plays. You know what I'm saying? This guy's never on the court, but he has a lot of potential, and that's Jake in a nutshell. Our people in a nutshell. They're overweight, fat, obese, lazy, never reaching their full potential as a people. They're supposed to be the next ones, right? But they don't reach their full potential because they don't have that discipline. My children keep discipline and peace, right? It says, Sirach 4 and verse 17. For at the first she will walk with him by her crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. So the Most High has to torment you with discipline. That when you're a young boy, you're a young man, it's very hard to be disciplined. Somebody has to put that in you. Your father, your coach, or uncle, or brother, somebody, older gentleman got to put some discipline in you, because more than likely you want to do what you want to do. You want to eat poor foods. Play the game all day. You know, you want to do what kids do. You want to quit practice. You don't want to be on there practicing every fucking day. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of you got to put your body through the discipline, but your mind has to supersede that want to quit and all that shit. But ultimately, in the spirit, it's we see things differently than these people. So when we see somebody named Zion like this, it's because the Lord's that's a omen. It's directly linked to the Bible. But well, yeah, this guy was supposed to be like a superstar, the next guy. But see, if you can't even stay on the court for long enough to even be effective, then what is all this skill and all this? If you don't have the discipline to eat right, you don't have the discipline to stay at a certain weight, and then what is all the talent and all this leaping ability, all these hops and shit, and 'cause the dude is not a shooter and nothing like that. He's just flying through the air in the rim, and that takes a lot of toll on your legs and your knees. And when you're that big, what I'm saying, you're gonna have problems, man. But this guy's weighing over 300 pounds at 6'6", like Shaq weight 320, damn, at 6'6". I mean, the motherfucker Shaq was like 7'2". So I mean, his body was more like, I guess he was more ready to take on all that weight. But anyways, um, the fact of the matter is that our people are lacking in these departments when it comes to discipline, which never makes them reach their potential. Discipline, humility, things of that nature. But for what actually matters, not for the dollar signs and all that shit. Which that's one form of success, but uh, we're seeking for an eternal success. You know what I'm saying? Which ultimately our people have that potential in them because they have a zeal, and they are the Lord's people, but they never reach that potential because of the wanton ways of America. The ways they've been brought up. It says potential, that which is possible, capable of becoming or being. Uh, Potential means power. Uh, what could potentially be taken by force, political power, authority, influence, power, principle, capable, possibility. Uh, yeah. So it says anything that which could happen in the near future. All right. It could. You have the potential to be great, but you never reach it because you underachieve. That's the word they use in this world. Underachieving. All right. So that's synonymous to being a loser, quote unquote. When you have so much talent and then you end up failing, right? Like the Brooklyn Nets of the of a couple years ago, 2020, 2021. The niggas had James Harden, KD, Kyrie. They underachieved. They underachieve because you got all this talent and you don't do nothing with it. You don't win. People expect you to win. You 7 feet tall and you're not good for basketball. What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you 7 feet tall for? That's an underachieving. That's someone that underachieves. You know, Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, knowing that this time is a high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent and the day is at hand. What day? The day of our deliverance. The day of the Lord that burneth as an oven. Malachi 1 and 4. 4 and 1, I should say. It says, let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the whole armor of light. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering nor wantonness, and not in strife and envy. Put on, therefore, put on the Lord Yahushua and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. And the flesh is what makes you lazy, weak. You care about you're filled by, food, pork, shrimp, lobster. Your flesh finds all this shit of the world attractive. Uh, Drugs, popping other men's women, orgies, that shit, the flesh that makes you wanton. That all that shit makes you lazy and it keeps you from the power. It keeps you from the most high, man. Scripture say forward thoughts separate from the most high, right? Well, those are forward thoughts. All these things are provisions of the flesh, fulfilling the lust thereof, right? And your boy Zion Williamson right here, you could tell he's fulfilling his flesh. You could tell that boy is eating good, millions of dollars. The man even got some pregnant porn star chick pregnant, Mariah Mills. The man even went so far as to simp, to simp as far as stooping so low. You know what I'm saying? As getting with this damn porn star hoe because the porn star hoe seduced the man because he was undisciplined. So you got to have ride discipline too. You know, you got to know when now this girl, man, this girl ain't shit. Let me move on to another little. See, but Jake isn't. They don't educate them in the household like this. You know, whatever. Just the man gets with any woman. You know, they don't teach him about etiquette. They don't teach him about a woman being a hoe. You know, if a woman's a hoe, that's a bad woman. I'm sorry, it is what it is. You know, all these women are hoes, but hey, it is what it is. It's not a suitable woman for you to marry. Oh no, well, you got to understand this and that. I don't have to understand nothing because at the end of the day, that's my life at risk. Now look at this young boy. Look at this young boy. This young boy is caught up, you know, with child support. Look at this PJ Washington too. This nigga, Brittany Renner, baby daddy, right? They don't teach them the discipline. You already entering into the NBA, man, and your funds are already getting taken up by women before you even step on the court like that. You know, these guys haven't even been in the league for 5, 10 years, and they're already getting the Paul George treatment because of a lack of discipline. You know, you running around the world, and you know what I'm saying, you got all these women chasing you and shit because of all this money y'all got. But at the end of the day, y'all don't have the discipline to keep it in. You know, you're gonna end up like Antoine Walker, broke. End up like MC Hammer. Okay, so let us walk honestly in the day, not rioting or drunkenness, not in chambering, wantonness, not in strife and envy. Wantonness and is going to lead you to brokenness. All right, going to lead you to you know what I'm saying. The scripture say because of a piece of bread for man's brought to for a whore brought to a piece of bread for means of a whorish woman, a man's brought to a piece of bread. So these guys get fleeced because of the lack of discipline. Sirach 18:3. So the mercy of a man is towards his neighbor, but the mercy of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshua is upon all flesh. How you know that? The white man got a kingdom. The white man has a kingdom. That's of mercy to the white man. The white man does not deserve a kingdom. He doesn't deserve this place called America. He doesn't deserve this. He don't deserve the UK. He doesn't deserve the land of Israel, but he has it, doesn't he? Because the Most High's mercy is upon all flesh. So you people out there, you heathens, you should be thankful because the Most High gave you more than you deserve. The Most High didn't have to give you nothing. You heathens out there, the Arab, you should be happy too. You Arabs, you should be happy that you even got all that land in Saudi Arabia. You sitting there, you sitting on piles of oil. You're sitting on bucket loads of oil, millions of cubic barrels, billions of cubic barrels of oil. You know, that's wealth, prosperity. You know, so you received a blessing too. All right, it says he reproveth and nourisheth, he teacheth and bringeth again, as a shepherd does his flock. 14 verse. He had mercy on them that receive discipline and that diligently seek after his judgments. All right, so the Lord has discipline on them that diligently seek his judgments. You know, our people, the elect are the ones that are receiving discipline from the Most High before the destruction comes, before the course correction. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 10, it says, "For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy I did nourish them and sent them away with weeping and mourning. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow, forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate, because they departed from the law of the power. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline of his righteousness." Right. Let them that dwell about Zion come and remember the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting hath brought upon them. For he brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation of a strange language, which who neither reverence old man nor pity children. Right. Come, let them about Zion come. Let them that trod not the paths of my discipline come and learn the ways of discipline, so that you don't end up 300 pounds, not fulfilling your potential, being a superstar, because Zion's supposed to be a superstar, but he's not fulfilling his potential because of a lack of discipline, starting in the house, food, diet, which is your life, diet, the way what you put in your body. You know, that's gonna lead to your performance on the pitch, on the basketball court, in the bedroom, and you can't perform in the bedroom when you don't eat the right diet, man. You know what I'm saying? You end up messing with some Mariah Mills bitch because you eating a messed up diet. Your brain is messed up. You got worms in your brain because of pork. You know, smoking hella reefer. You know, got your ass all wonton, your brain all messed up. Probably spending money on all kind of bullshit that you don't even need. You know, you gotta get disciplined in your life, man. Now we all do shit, and even us that are like less. You know, we don't have no money compared to these motherfuckers. But here it is. You even you gotta have discipline. How much more of them? You could go broke quick. with no discipline. You go broke quick. You get used by your accountants. You get used by your fucking friends, so-called friends. These women. You gotta have discipline, man. Who the hell you talk to? Who you be around? You better be up in that gym so you become legendary like Kobe Bryant or one of these niggas. But see, they actually had discipline. So people remember him for being not just a Larry Johnson. This guy's gonna turn into a Larry Johnson because, well, I'm not saying that Larry Johnson didn't have no discipline, but he wasn't remembered as much as the men that put their all into their craft. Larry Johnson was another number one pick. I remember that was like basically kind of like Zion size back then, and he never reached that potential because of the fact that he wasn't so dedicated. Even Len Bias ended up dying on some cocaine. What I'm saying, he didn't have the discipline to stay out of them white girls' rooms and shit. You know what I mean? I think he ended up perishing because of the cocaine one day. I think it was Len Bias. I'm pretty sure it was Len Bias because he was supposed to be the next MJ and shit. But anyways, Job chapter 36 and verse 9, it says, then he showeth them their work and the transgressions that they have exceeded. He openeth also their ears to discipline and commandeth that they return from iniquity. Right. Iniquity is an undisciplined lifestyle, man. A wicked way of life, where you sitting there obese. That's why Jake is obese, because they're living a wicked lifestyle, man. We're the ones that suffer with the most, health conditions, they say. Well, that's part of the curses, but the white man, is also engineering shit against us. But that's why we have to be more disciplined, because you gotta drink a certain kind of waters, stay away from certain kind of sugary beverages and foods and all that shit, because it's gonna lead you to commit iniquity and being undisciplined, there ultimately being in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Which at the end of the day is gonna end up you living a short life. But anywho, he opened up their ears to discipline and commandeth that they return from iniquity. If they obey and observe him, they shall spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasure. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. But the hypocrites and heart heap up wrath. They cry not when he bindeth them. They die in youth, and their life is among the unclean. Right, because of a lack of discipline. Your life is amongst the unclean. The unclean is speaking about the heathen. You become like the heathen, the unclean heathen, man. All right, and that's what happened to Zion right here, man. Chilling with them white boys too much. You think you like one of them, like you could eat an undisciplined diet. You could them white boys could do that because they're not under the curses. Jake does that, and you end up fucked up. You don't do the things that the heathen do. Follow not a multitude to do evil. Scripture say Jeremiah 10, learn not the way of the heathen. It says in Proverbs 3 and 31, it said, envy not thy oppressor and choose none of his ways. When you become undisciplined and wanton like these heathen, you end up losing. They could do that because they're the heathen. The Most High ain't make a covenant with them. When you fuck up, the Lord punishes you, because he said Amos 3. He said, only you of all the families of the earth have I known. Real quick, Amos 3. Therefore, I'll punish you for your iniquities. Amos 3 and verse 2. It says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Right. So that's why Zion get the punishment. That's why when Ja Morant goes and does some, shooting up the clip, showing the clip off on Instagram, they're gonna suspend you. And the white man, Josh Giddey, touches some underage girl, as they say, and he don't get no suspension. He don't get no suspension. The white man from OKC, he don't get no suspension. But let a black man go up there and show some weapons that's legal. Oh, your ass going to prison, Gilbert Arenas. You going to prison, Zion with Ja. You going to prison, Ja. First Timothy 5 and verse 11, it says, but the younger widows refuse, for they have begun to wax wanton against Yahushua. They will marry, having damnation because they cast off their first faith. And withal, they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house. And not only idle, but tattlers also, and busybodies, speaking things which they ought not to. I would therefore that the young women marry, bear children, guide the house, and give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. For some already turn aside after Satan. Right, this is talking about the women, right, the widows. But yeah, the Lord likened likened Israel to a comely, delicate woman. Jeremiah 6:2. So um, it's applicable, right? Here it is. These women, when they marry, right? They basically forget about the Lord Yahweh Shai, right? They're married to the world. They're married to, you know what I'm saying, the way of this life, right? And they end up waxing wanton against their husbands or against their true husband, the Lord Yahweh Shai, right? Against the Most High, His Son, you know. So Israel is likened onto the that woman, you know what I'm saying, that turned from her husband, you know, that turned from discipline. Because to be in a marriage, you gotta be disciplined, right? For it to last, you know what I'm saying, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You know, that's why these marriages today don't last, because these people out here, these women, you know what I'm saying, the sons, the boys, the children, they're all they're all they're all undisciplined. It start with with the parents, man. You know, it starts with the parents. The parents are undisciplined, man. You know what I'm saying? The mama's sleeping with the mailman. You know, the mama's doing this and that. It's all kind of madness, bro. It's all kind of madness. You know, it's all kind of madness. Second Peter chapter 2 and verse 17 says, "These are wells without water, clouds that are carried about with a tempest, to whom is the mist of darkness reserved forever." It says, "For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness, those that were clean escape from them who live in error." Right, vanity, great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the lust of the flesh. That's how Zion has been seduced. They've been seduced by great swelling words through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness. You know what I'm saying? They're seduced. You know, they get easily seduced. That's why it says in Proverbs 7, "Keep me from a strange woman that flatter with her lips." All right. That makes you wanton, man. You know, after you deal with one of them harlots, you end up all wanton. You end up resistant to control. See? Wanton, willful. You end up wanting, lacking, deficient. You feel all weak and shit. You know. It says misgovernment, misguided, lacking, to leave, to abandon, to give out. Wanton. It says to train, discipline, second element. It says a lack of training, discipline, poorly brought up, ill-bred, naughty, rude, unpulled, sexually indulgent, inhumane, merciless. Yeah, wantonness. Yeah, yeah, man. Undisciplined root, man. Just uncivilized, man. You know, uncivilized, like Esau would say. These niggas are uncivilized. Well, no, you devils are uncivilized because you don't follow the ways of the Lord, man. And that's why you've caused our people to be totally wanton, man. You've caused them to be these. You created these Zion Williamsons, man. You know, these Jakes that don't reach their potential. You know, because of this society you built for them, this wicked ass, weak ass society you built for them that creates nothing that creates nothing but underachievers. That's the word, underachievers. Sirach 27 and verse 11. It says, "The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom, but a fool change as the moon. So if thou be amongst the undiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding. For the discourse of fools is irksome, and their sport is the wantonness of sin." The discourse of fools is irksome, and their sport is the wantonness of sin. Yeah, that's the spirit, you know, their sports, right? Their sport is the wantonness of sin. The talk of him that swear much maketh the hair stand up upright, and their brawls make one stop his ears. The strife of the proud is bloodshedding, and the revilings are grievous to the ear. Right. So the point in 13 verse, the discourse of a fool is irksome, and their sport is wantonness of sin. Yeah. And that's what Jake has become. A people that, that have a zeal that could potentially, be a great nation, but yet they fall very short. They fall very short. And that's why our Lord had to come down here and die so you would have an opportunity to fulfill your potential. All right. Sirach 41 and verse 14. It says, my children, keep discipline and peace, for wisdom that's hid and a treasure that's not seen. What profit is in them both? All right. Keep discipline and peace. Right. As a people, we're commanded to be a disciplined people under the law, statute, commandments, which are the law, statute, commandments are shadow of things to come. But it helps you keep a disciplined life, a peaceful life. The law, statute, commandments, they help you to keep a disciplined life. As scripture say, steal not from your neighbor. Right? If you steal from your people, you're gonna have a hard life. Your life is not gonna be. You're gonna be fighting niggas. You're gonna have to be. You're gonna be brought to the councils. You're gonna be brought to the court. They're gonna bring you to the. They're gonna call you a thief. People gonna want to kill you. You know, if you pop another woman, gonna want to kill you. These are disciplined things that you gotta do. Your flesh feels like, okay, well, yeah, that woman looks good, or that woman belongs to another man, another brother, fellow brother. So that's a disciplined life. I don't eat anything I want to eat because I could be fat like Zion. I can't fulfill my potential. I get a heart attack. I gotta be there for my kids. You know what I'm saying? I want my baby to be healthy. I can't be drinking when I'm pregnant. I can't be smoking when I'm pregnant. I can't be doing all this different shit. You know. Anyways, Sirach 23 and verse 1, it says, O Lord, Father, governor of my whole life, lead me not to their counsels and let me not fall by them. Who will set scourge over my thoughts and the discipline of wisdom over my heart? They that spare me not from mine ignorances, and it pass not by my sins, lest my ignorance increase and my sins abound to my destruction, and I fall before my adversaries, and my enemy rejoice over me, whose hope is far from thy mercy. Right. So the Lord has to set scourge over your thoughts and discipline of wisdom over your heart, because if not, you will become ignorant, like 2/3. Your sins will abound to your own destruction, like 2/3. You will fall before your adversaries, and you will be a laughing stock to your enemies, right? The Lord has to put wisdom over your heart. It says in Isaiah 60:2, gross darkness shall cover the people. The reason why the average person is a dumbass is because the Lord made them dumb. The Lord said, you are Sodom's children. The Lord made them like that. The Lord made you to understand the truth. He made you to be wise. He made y'all to be faithful. That's what he did. And he gave you the discipline in order to believe on him, in order to go out there and teach, in order to go out there and fight the good fight of faith. And every day continue to believe, and something that the world doesn't even consider. The Most High is not at all in their thoughts. Psalms 10:4. It said the wicked is it's talking about Esau, but really the whole world under the vibration of Esau. So everybody's like Esau. The Most High is not at all in their thoughts. They don't think about the Lord. They don't think about that because they think like a white man. In a white man's mind, the scriptures say that his spirit is not upright in him. A white man, he don't think about God. He think about the dollar sign and gold, and how to lie, cheat, and steal, murder, guns, and bloodshed. That's what he think about. He don't think about peace. He don't keep discipline and peace. Everything he does is for profit. Discipline for profit, for gain, for his own house, for his own little bastard kids, little demonic white kids he got, and that little demonic white little dog bitch he got, It says Sirach 23 and verse 5. It says, turn away from me vain hopes and concupiscence, and thou shalt hold him up that's always desirous to serve thee. Let not the greediness of the belly nor the lust of the flesh take hold of me, and give not over me thy servant to an impudent mind. Yeah, impudent mind, a lazy fucking slothful mind, man. Okay, scripture say what the slothful man has said, there's a lion in the streets, we will not go out, right? Oh my God, they're scared. That's a slothful man, a man that's, that's not really worth nothing no more. A man that's indisciplined. That's a man that doesn't contribute to his people or society. He just in the house. Just that's what the modern day man has become. A girl. They become a girl. The girl become men. Let me get the word for impudent real quick. Impudent. An impudent mind, man. It says a mind without shame, shameless, right? Not opposite of ashamed, opposite of modesty. Okay, it says to cause to shame, impudence of a low moral characteristic or standard, right? And that's our people, a shameless people. That's why the Lord called you, you know what I'm saying, lewd fellows of the baser sort. And in Sirach 42, he told us to keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter. The Lord, his woman, Israel, has become a shameless daughter with no shame, an impudent servant. You know, Sirach 23 and verse 5. It says, "Keep me from vain hopes, and thou shalt uphold him that's always desirous to serve thee. Let not the greediness of the belly or the lust of the flesh take hold of me, like Zion." You know, where you become potentially a bust. Well, when you got all this talent, man, all this natural God-given ability, and give me not over thy servant to an impudent mind. It says, "Hear, O children, the discipline of the mouth, and he that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips. The sinner shall be left in his foolishness, but both the evil speaker and the proud shall fall thereby." All right. So keep the discipline of the mouth, right? And you shall be never taken in your lips. All right. Psalms 126 and verse 1, it says, "And when the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter, and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, the Lord hath done great things for them. The Lord hath done great things for us, whereof we are glad." It says, "Turn again our captivity, O Lord, as the streams in the south. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. And he that goeth forth and weepeth, bearing precious fruit, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bring his sheaves with him." That's right. So when the Lord's about to turn the captivity of Zion, and saying we were like the dream, then our mouth shall be filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. All right, amongst the heathen, for the Lord have done great things for us. All right, for Zion, man, for these people with great potential, with a zeal, but not according to knowledge, man. Romans 10. I got this zeal. Romans 10 and 1. My brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, Yahweh, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness, but going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. Right. You know, teaching Christianity, new covenants. You know, they got potential, but they can't seem to shake off the demons, shake off the dust. You know, they can't seem to get out their own way. This is truly a people that they can't seem to get out their own way. They can't seem to do it. You know, you got to get you're your own worst enemy at times. You know. Okay, so it says Isaiah 49 and 13. It says, "Sing, O heaven, and be joyful, O earth, and bring forth into singing, O mountains, for the Most High comforted his people and will have mercy upon his afflicted. But Zion said, The Lord hath forsaken me, my Lord hath forgotten me. Can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yeah, they may forget, yet I will not forget thee. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Thy walls are continually before me." It says, "Thy children shall make haste, thy destroyers, and they that made thee waste shall go forth to thee." All right. So the Lord is not going to forget us, man. But the Lord, you know, here it is. Our people, you know, they talking about, you know, oh, we're forsaken. You know, the Lord don't love us. You know, where is God at? You know, they become faithless, man, and wanton because of their own concupiscence, their own bullshit, their love for the white man, their love for this damn society. You know, they become, you know, underachievers as a people. All you tribes, you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans, you know, Gad, Reuben. All right, you know, you look at the Puerto Ricans, and they got all kind of potential. You know, they're lively people, But they sitting there believing they're white people and shit. They hating their brothers. You can't reach your full potential when you fighting yourselves. You know what I'm saying? As a house divided against a self shall not stand. Isaiah 6:2-1, it says, "For Zion's sakes I will not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, until the righteousness thereof goeth forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth. And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name, and with the mouth which the mouth of the Lord shall name. And thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power. And thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate, for thou shalt be called Hebzibah, and thy land Belu, for the Lord delighteth in thee, and thy land shall be married." Yeah, you're gonna be one with your power again. For But for Zion's sake, the Lord's not going to hold his peace. And for the Jerusalem place not rest until you go forth as the brightness, until you fulfill your potential, until you reach your final form, because the Lord is not going to let you die in a polluted land, as a whole. You're going to save his remnant. But the Lord's not going to let you be utterly consumed. You're better than that. You're better than being some fucking, busty bust, you know, like Kwame would say, busty bust. You're better than that, man. Psalms 87:1, it says, "Foundations are in the holy mountains. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Glorious things are spoken of thee, city of the Most High." Yeah, city of potential, city with a lot of potential, all right, that hasn't been fulfilled as of yet. You can't fulfill your potential in America, talking about you black and, your college, your GPA. You can't fulfill your potential underneath a college professor, you know, telling you, constricting you, holding you to the same standards as the other people. You born and they're talking to you like you're a white man. They're holding you to the standard of a East Indian, or a Chinese. The Chinese ain't under the curses like me. The Chinese is not a son of the power like us. When look, you teaching us false history. You teaching us bullshit history. You telling us that our history started with the fucking Greeks. You teaching us bullshit, man. And then here it is. You expect these little young kids to get their full potential out of them. You got these little young kids, man. They grow up in this fucking environment without a dad, without a mom. They just being bounced around in school. Just work hard, nigga. Just work hard, bro. You figure it out, man. And then they telling you ain't shit all your life. I mean, it's just an environment conducive to failure, man, for our people. It's conducive to failure, man. It's Iraq 17:17. "For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Most High's portion." Yeah, Israel is the Lord's portion. In the division of the nations, we're not the same as these people. So you can't teach us the same way. You can't deal with us the same way as these other nations deal with us. But you Rockefellers and you Rothschilds, you know what I'm saying? The Rockefellers established what they call the school system of today. All they do is just throw everybody like sardines into this public school. And if your daddy and them can pay, you might go to private school. But all they do is toss your ass into that public school. You figure your life out there. Just work hard, man. You know, they deal with you after the manner of heathens, man. The Lord said, "In the divisions of the nations of the whole earth, He set rulers over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion." We need a different education than these other nations. A superior. You need a specialized course of study. You know, just like you have special classes for different kind of people, advanced placement and this and that. We need a special advanced placement for Israel, man. For Jake, teach them. You have black so-called black teachers teaching Jake, your own people teaching yourselves. You got this old white devil teaching you. This is what the Pythagorean theorem is and all this shit. You can't never reach your potential. That's why Jake drops out of school, and then you blame him because this and that. They got fucked up families. They got messed up teachers. They got a society that's built against them. You know what I'm saying? They got all the odds are stacked against them, right? But all of a sudden, you want them to overachieve. You want them to break through all these barriers and shit. And then, when Jake becomes something in society, is really very much something of merit because you fighting against the whole fucking system, you know, because they don't want you to exceed them in their kingdom. But Jake is so powerful and mentally stronger than these damn devils and smarter that when they apply themselves, they kick these devils in the ass, man, and they become better than them, like Daniel did in the Persians' kingdom. In them, Daniel 6th chapter, I said Darius had appointed him to be um a president. You know, I believe it said that Daniel had an excellent spirit in him, which uh which allowed him to propel himself above the king's princes that he had, because see, he had a different spirit. His potential was greater than the potential of the other nations, because the Lord was dealing with Daniel directly as him being an Israelite. So Psalms 87 and verse 5, and of Zion it shall be said, this and that man was born in her, and the highest himself shall establish her. Who? Zion has established his woman, and give her full potential. You know, like when you see a girl getting a makeover, you know, and then you're like, damn, who is that? That's another person. No, that was her. She just needed to get glowed up. Her potential was there, you know. It was just, you know, she had a lot of, she was poor, you know what I'm saying? She needed a husband to take care of her and get her nails done, her hair and all this shit, you know what I'm saying? And get her a better clothes, you know, get her some self-esteem, you know, because these women by themselves, they ain't got no self-esteem. For they need you to tell them, you know, they look good, and that, you know, they need validation from you. You know, so the Most High going to establish Zion, man. Going to make Ezekiel the 16th chapter. They say He's going to beautify you, put a crown, a diadem over your head, and you know what I'm saying, all that. Anyway, it says 6th verse: the Lord shall count when He rideth up the people that this man was born there. Say loud. As well the singers as the players on instruments shall be there, and all my springs are in thee. Right. So that's the point. The point being that the Most High going to nourish us with His discipline. All right. It says Sirach 17:18. It says, whom being his firstborn, Zion, he nourished with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, does not forsake him. Right. So he's not going to forsake his firstborn. He's going to nourish him with discipline. Psalms 128 and verse 1. It says, blesses everyone that feareth the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Shai, that walk in his ways. For thou shalt eat the labor of thy hands, happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. Thy wife shall be as a fruitful vine by the sides of thy house, and thy children like olive plants round about thy table. Behold, that thus shall the man be blessed that feareth the Lord. The Lord shall bless thee out of Zion, and thou shalt see the good of Jerusalem all the days of thy life. It says, yet thou shalt see thy children's children, and peace upon Israel. Yeah, your potential is going to be fulfilled. Your children's children potential is going to be fulfilled, man. Thou shalt see thy children's children, and peace upon Zion, and good of Jerusalem all the days of thy life, man. All right. Psalms 132 and verse 8, it says, arise, O Most High, into thy rest, and the ark of thy strength. Let thy priests be clothed with righteousness, and let thy saints shout for joy. For thy servant's sake, David, turn not away the face of thine anointed. The Lord hath sworn in truth unto David. He will not turn from it. Of the fruit of thy body I will set upon thy throne. If thy children will keep my covenant and my testimony, what are they going to do? They're going to fulfill their potential. I shall teach them that their children shall also sit upon the throne forevermore. For the Lord hath chosen Zion, and he hath desired it for his habitation. It says, this is my rest forever. Here will I dwell, for I have deserved it. Desired it. I've desired it. I will abundantly bless her provisions, and I will satisfy her poor with bread. I will also clothe her priests with salvation, and her saints shall shout aloud for joy. There I will make the horn of David to bud, and I have ordained a lamp for mine anointed. His enemies will I clothe with shame, but upon himself shall his crown flourish. You know, his enemies will I clothe with shame, but upon himself shall his crown flourish. Meaning you're gonna reach your potential, okay, as being God's people on this earth, man. Okay, you ain't gonna fall short of your potential, just being a what could have been, you know, what could have been. what potentially could have been. Well, you ain't gonna fall short and be a busty bust. The Lord's gonna make you to fulfill your potential. Psalms 146 and verse 1. It says, praise the Lord, O my soul. While I live, will I praise the Lord. I will sing praises unto my power while I have any being. So like it said, put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. His breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth. In that very day his thoughts perish. Happy is he that hath the power of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in the Lord his power, which made heaven and earth, the sea, and all days therein, which keep the truth forever. Will execute a judgment for the oppressed, which giveth food to the hungry. The Lord looseth the prisoners, and the Lord opened the eyes of the blind. The Lord raiseth them that are bowed down. The Lord loveth the righteous. The Lord preserved the strangers, and he relieveth the fatherless and the widow. But the way of the wicked he turned upside down. For the Lord shall reign forever, even thy power, O Zion, unto all generations. And what did he do? He's gonna make you to reach your full potential. You know, you're gonna reach your full potential underneath the new covenant. All right, underneath the new way. I'll show you a better way. All right. So with that, call him like Howard by Shimmy Shai by Shimmy Kakodash. Double honors be to our apostles, elders, great millstone, and peace and many salutations unto the Lord's elect. Shalom, shalom.